I hope the Solarians find their place on the Nexus.
We came to Andromeda because we had a contribution to make. The Ket won't take that away.
I need a break. Do you need a break? Let's go for a break. Care for some tea, Ryder?
I'd love a cup.
It's a cultivar originating in Sumatra. My own personal stash. Once I run out, that'll be it for Earth tea. I keep having these thoughts. I'm never gonna taste this again. I'm never gonna see that again.
You're not the only one, Subi. I have those senseless thoughts all the damn time.
And? Do they bother you?
It's natural. You'd have to be made of stone not to miss home sometimes.
The universe is like a giant tapestry. I love following its threads, but it distracts me from the whole picture. My family was right there, but I was too occupied by the abstract to appreciate them.
From everything you've told me, you're here because of your family. Your love of science, doesn't that come from them? Aren't you with them every time you chase down a new discovery?
Ryder, that's beautiful.
My father was an explorer, and my mother a researcher. Everything I do here reminds me of them. I haven't lost them either.
Thank you, Ryder.
Hello, Ryder. Your choice aboard the Solarian Ark was not an easy one. Your father approached such moral quandaries differently.
Dad was used to making snap life or death decisions.
I now know that colored his perceptions. Alec treated death as a problem to be solved. I have now encountered it several times. His death, and your own.
And what have you learned about dying from us?
The self is forged by experiences. Death is the only experience that ends the self before it's understood. So, is death completion? Or an expression cut short before it reaches its full solution, giving a different answer? I can see why it fascinates you.
Thanks, Sam. Nothing more.
Move your arm again?
Readings won't change, Doc.
Your prosthetics are syncing properly. Your neuropathy-induced pain levels are consistent.
Hey, I'm used to it. It's okay.
No, it's not okay. You keep fighting smart, you hear me? You don't have much left in terms of organ redundancies.
Nah, it's fine. I don't mind.
Everything okay? This looks like a lot.
It is a lot. Just nothing he didn't already know about.
What do you mean?
He's fine, just old and missing too many parts. And too stubborn for his own good.
You love me just the way I am, Doc.
Don't get off that table until the scan is done.
Can I ask what happened?
Arm, side, hip, part of my leg. Strain balancing threading across my spine. It's all prosthetics and implants.
That's a lot.
Made it through the Krogan rebellions. Watched my culture disintegrate. Survived centuries as a merc and all sorts of pirate shenanigans. 1,000 years of combat experience. All it took was one idiot with a pack of frag grenades.
But you're here, still standing. You survived.
Yeah, but surviving ain't always living. I hit some dark moments. Implant rejection after implant rejection. Prosthetics not syncing properly. Everything hurt. A lot. All the time. No purpose to anything.
How did you deal with it?
I didn't. I fell right into that pit. Almost. But then some shaman shows up, drops the tiniest little baby girl in my lap. This one's dying, he said. Not worth the trouble, he says. Useless is what he meant.
He wasn't just talking about the baby.
Yeah, I was useless too, but wasn't just about me anymore, so I got help. Learned how to take care of myself, take care of her, and she took care of me.
You found a way to live again.
We sure did. Wasn't easy on either of us. I'm old, stuck in my ways, and Cash has wanted to change everything since she could talk. Raising Cash taught me an important lesson.
What was it?
Took me a while to figure it out, but it's important. Parents aren't meant to be a goal or a finish line. We're the starting line. Where you go from there, it's all you. Remember that.
Feeling okay?
How do you think the crew is holding up?
I'm happy to share what I can without violating patient confidentiality. Anyone in particular? I sort them in their files, and my brain by species.
How do you think the human crew members are handling things?
There's a lot of them.
Suvi okay?
Suvi's strong sense of faith keeps her grounded. I'm not spiritual, but there's a beauty in how her mind rationalizes religion and science.
Gil?
Gil likes to use humor as a defensive technique. He'd rather bury himself in the Nomad than tackle emotions head-on.
How's Cora doing?
The thing with Sarissa hit her hard, but she'll be better for it in the long run.
How's Liam?
Confused. In his mind, Varan's rescue was a win. But you don't see it that way. And you didn't react like he thought you would, like he hoped you would. It's a good lesson. He'll bounce back. Just give him time.
I'd like to check in on the non-human crew.
Ask away.
Is PB all right?
I tried to talk to her about Kalinda. It didn't go well.
Tell me about Vetra.
Vetra's top priority has always been her sister's safety. Now that Sid's growing up, their relationship is changing. It's not going to happen overnight, but they'll find a new rhythm.
How's our Solarian?
He's quite the gossip. Tight-lipped about himself, though.
Is Drac good?
He's seemed conflicted since Eladon. Drac likes to think of himself as a fossil. Something from the past to look at and learn from. But you've shown him he has a lot left to live for. Thanks, Ryder.
Is Jal doing okay?
Exposing Aksul has lifted a great weight from his shoulders. I can tell he was deeply touched by the trust you put in him.
Thanks for the insight. I'll let you get back to it.
I'll be here if you need me.
Got a minute? I could use a favor.
Sure, what do you need?
I kept thinking about Sarissa and my not being a pathfinder. And the thinking turned into a project on Eos. Can you help me finish it?
What kind of project?
I'll put the nav points in the helm. Come along and I'll show you.
Hey,
Hello, Ryder.
how's the face wound?
I think my scar will be impressive.
Now you're gonna look even more badass.
And more appealing.
No doubt. Look at all the dates Drac gets.
Can you stay and talk some more?
I want to learn more about your speech.
What would you like to know?
Well, enough about that. Can you tell...
It's a difficult subject. I'll answer.
Well,
Of course.
well, enough about that.
I don't. No.
Well, enough about...
You realize that even if I do find it, it's gonna cost you.
And you know I'm always true to my word, so just get it done. I'm hearing that Ket activity's down. I bet the Archon's still nursing his wounds. That means he can be beaten. The Ket can be beaten. People are waking up to that.
Didn't sound like you were discussing Ket over comms when I walked in, though.
Wasn't. I have a friend keeping a lookout for a lamp. One brought from home, but stolen in the revolt.
I didn't think you were so sentimental.
I'm not the only one. Suvi has her father's antique instruments, Cora her Asari prayer book, and Liam has the junk that Liam collects. These things are important. They remind us where we came from.
I know what you mean. I never want to forget what I left behind.
Even as we look forward to the future. Yes,
So what's so special about this lamp?
it's awful. It's got a butt-naked Asari for the stand, and she's holding a moon.
One of your prized possessions is a really ugly lamp?
The foreman at my first job had this lamp. When he was mean, I'd focus on it so he wouldn't see me upset. Now I keep it so I remember where I started. Most of my life was doing stuff to survive, taking shit from assholes, or being one. I don't have to do that anymore. I can start over. Something honest.
Do you really want to start over? After everything you've been through?
I don't know. The point is, I have the choice of changing if I wanted to. For a while, I didn't care that I'd lost the lamp. Everything was a mess, and it just didn't matter. But we've made progress, Ryder. Small things matter again. People are daring to dream.
It's nice seeing you like this.
I know. I like being able to let go and do something for myself for once. Let's hope this is just the start, huh? Suvi. Gotta love her, but those green snack things she's making for Liam's movie night? Let's just say they're probably better suited to throwing at the screen.
You've got a better idea?
Yeah, actually. Cora lent me an initiative access code so I could track down some contraband. Long story short, someone on Kadara Port has popcorn. And Grexon, which is like your popcorn, only better because I can eat it.
Smuggling is unacceptable. We should claim that contraband and destroy it.
Salted. I hear that's good for evidence. Thanks. It'll be nice to have a treat out here, you know? Still thinking about the Turian Ark. Mason and Avidus. I hope Avidus is doing all right.
Time heals all wounds, as they say.
Heals the wound, doesn't erase it. You don't lose someone like that without scarring.
So why weren't you on the Turian Ark?
Our dad left Palaven with us long before the Ark even existed. I don't know if we really count as members of Turian society anymore. But who needs all those rules anyway, right?
You probably have work to do. We can chat later.
You know where to find me.
Hey, you're 2 for 2.
What do you mean?
2 times face to face with the Archon. 2 times you spit in said face. Figuratively speaking, of course.
Come up short once, it's game over.
Gotta keep your win streak going then. Bastard's trying to exalt us all, huh? That's what all this is about.
Could be.
Typically, I like high-stakes games, but I'd rather be sitting at the kiddie table this time.
How's your friend Jill doing?
Good. Busy. Apparently, prepping multiple species for procreation is a lot of work. Who knew? Waiting to get it all started was killing her. Now she's being shot out of a cannon, so to speak.
Regale me with some poker wisdom.
Well, bluffing and reading players aside, poker is all about math. If the odds of getting the card you need are greater than the bet, make the bet.
Good talking to you, Gil.
Anytime.
Hey, Pathfinder. Still passing that mess with Varan and Khaled. I made sure the Nexus data will be changed. Kesh is none too happy, but she can blame me. The important bit is you. I want you to know I understand your decision, and Varan does as well.
Let's not revisit that, all right? Eyes on the future.
Agreed in every way. I'm already making plans. I've arranged a thing, on Eos, for everyone. It's time I gave back, not just go from crisis to crisis. Sam has the nav points, dress light.
A real victory. Our Ark back at the Nexus. I'd almost given up hope.
I find things, Callow. My job description's only one word.
It's horrible to think of Solarians in Ket hands, but at least our Pathfinder made it. Thank you, Ryder. I mean it truly. If you ever need a favor, just ask.
You know, I haven't actually met many Solarians.
Careful. Depending who you ask, we're conniving spies, genius researchers, or meddling scientists. We have to pack a lot of living into 40-odd years. Everything gets accelerated, lines blur. I just hope we don't repeat our old mistakes out here.
What do you think of the rest of the crew?
Dr. Tapero seems nice, if quiet. It must be very different here, compared to the Hyperion. Fewer people in stasis shock.
Let's keep it that way. I'll let you concentrate.
You know where I'll be.
Anomaly detected. Probes launched. Satellite detected. Anomaly detected. Probe away. Tracking a huge mineral deposit. Anomaly on sensors. Probe away. Getting a scan.
System, home of Eos and Prodromos. Anomaly on sensors.
That a satellite? Is that what pinged us in this sector?
It's pulsing an initiative call response code. Someone knows our tech inside and out.
Let's get a scan. What the hell happened?
Anti-trackback measure? Drive system overloaded. Not quick enough, though. I got a serial that has triggered an alert.
Pathfinder, we are to contact Director Addison as soon as possible.
What is going on?
Ryder, tell me about the satellite you found.
Director? What are you talking about?
My alert identified a ZK resource tracker. They're emergency tech, full of overrides so they can bypass protocol. They were designed by Dr. Zoe Jean Kennedy. She disappeared with the Exiles. If her tech has shown up, that could give someone a backdoor to steal from your outposts.
She disappeared with the Exiles, but you aren't calling her one?
She sympathized, but we'd never let an expert like that go. She was vital. But in the chaos, a lot of things, and people, went missing.
Pretty extreme to set up a personal alert. Why do that?
A lot of Dr. Kennedy's projects were unofficial.
But you backed them, like these trackers.
I don't want some asshole using my access codes to cut a backdoor into our resources, or Tan blaming me for it. But I also want to know what happened to her.
What was Dr. Kennedy's role in the initiative?
She designed the orbital beacons, forward stations, and half the kit in the Tempest. She'd ram an upgrade through before the requisition was on Tan's desk. Dr. Kennedy disappeared along with the Exiles. That was a big loss.
Why were these trackers allowed to bypass protocols?
They're supposed to be hubs, to rapidly track and pull resources if lives are at stake somewhere. That's why they weren't deployed. Tan didn't like anyone bypassing his rubber stamp.
If this satellite is new, how is it kept up with our security measures?
That's a very good question.
If we have to find the tech or the person, where do we begin?
You got a sliver of data from the first tracker. With more scans, maybe Suvi can assemble a point of origin. Obviously, these trackers are being deployed where initiative tech is concentrated. That means outposts. I'd bet there's more trackers in outpost systems. That's where you search for whoever's doing this.
And when we find them?
They're stealing our resources. My concern is Dr. Kennedy, her tech, their lives. In that order.
Hey, PB.
Hold that thought. Sit tight. I'll be right back. Hello. Don't worry. I'm not springing anything terrible on you. Actually, you be the judge. I'm just going to come out with it. I want you, Ryder. More than friends, more than lovers. I want strings. All the strings. You said you wanted that. Before, I mean. But things can change. So, at the beep, just let me know. Do you want to be with me? For real? Either way, join me in the meeting room, huh? Beep. So, the reason I wanted to talk to you all...
Uh-oh. Did you mutiny and jettison, Ryder?
No such luck. He just showed up.
She did ambush me, but I survived.
No harm, no foul, huh? I just want to say, whether you all know it or not, I've had one foot out the door since I got here. And, well, that's gonna stop. I'm proud and happy to be part of this team. This family. That's really it.
Okay.
About time you caught up, kid.
Yeah, you're one of us, whether you like it or not.
Well, great. So, my place is an utter mess. Who wants to help me clean it up?
Think I left the stove on.
I'm making ice.
It's an ungotten holiday.
Reports don't file themselves.
Helping Liam make ice.
But...
PB, I want to be with you. Only you. Hey, there you are.
He could use a bath, Ryder.
Hey, are you okay? I shudder to think what the Archon meant to do with you. And I hated watching you die like that. I think of myself as daring and death-defying, but you?
I did what I had to get us out of there.
You're made of strong stuff, Ryder. Just don't get yourself exalted, okay? That asshole means to ketify us all.
Can't let that happen.
But he's close. He's almost figured out Krogan. It's the scariest thing. Ugh. Let's talk about something else, okay?
Aren't you a sight for sore eyes?
Don't make me blush. At least, not in public.
This is a new side of you.
I want to show you all my sides.
Thanks for chatting. We'll talk again later.
You know it.
Descent is green.
Coordinating. Path is calm.
Liam marked something nearby. He should be here for it. This was Liam's plan. He should be here for this. Liam marked something nearby. He should be here for it.